Okay. On behalf of me and David, a big thank you for to give everyone a more explanation on what to expect from the course, and also to go to address certain questions that any of us may have while I'm taking the course. Okay, so before we go into the Q&A session, there are certain things I would love to address. Okay, but how has your experience with the course been so far? Okay, how's your experience been? Okay, so use the chat system. I want to know how your experience has been so far. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fastest fingers. How has your experience been? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I haven't started ironing and the rest of them. Okay. So thank you. Okay, so why a lot of us have actually started the course. So currently we have 101,378 people enrolled for this course. That's quite a lot. Okay. You have noticed certain things. Okay. First of all, when it comes to test. Okay, so through the course, there are tests, there are tasks, and there are assignments. Okay, so tasks, test, assignments. Okay, so let me open. With respect to text, so for example, now we have this getting started, which contains transitioning into tech, our success story, introduction to technical writing. Okay, so when you are done with maybe taking transition into text, so there are a series of questions that you are meant to answer. Okay, so there are a series of questions that you are meant to answer. So we have noticed that a lot of people are actually skipping all of this test and just going through the course. Okay, you wouldn't get the best out of it. There is a reason why we have placed each of these tests where they are. Okay, it's more like you trying to gain muscle memory. Okay, you have learned something, and then it enables you to be able to recall what you have learned. Okay, so try as much as possible that after every section you take, try to also take the test that's been attached to it. Okay, so that's one thing that you have to take note of. Okay, why the assignments comes, there are approximately 4 assignments. Okay, the first one is you are meant to submit a technical proposal. Okay, so with respect to the technical proposal, we have added a template, okay, that shows you exactly what is expected for you to submit. Okay, but what we have noticed as well is some of you in your bid to skip, okay, you are submitting random PDFs, okay, and we rejected all of those. Okay, so try to follow the guidelines when it comes to the assignment. Okay, there are templates that have been made available, so follow this template, okay, and then you can submit it. So when it comes to submitting the assignment, you can either submit a doc, a PDF, or a link. Okay, and when you're submitting the link, try to ensure that if it's a Google link, Google Link has access control, okay, in the sense that who should be able to see this document. So when you add all of those links, try to ensure that the links are accessible to everyone. Okay, so we would be able to see it when we actually view it. Okay, so they are tests, they are tasks, and they are assignment. So let's try as much as possible to actually follow through. Now, also one more thing that we actually take a close note of is the discussion forum. Okay, so for each section, there is a discussion forum. Okay, so when you're taking the course, at the top side of it, you would see discussion. Okay, the discussion forum is to enable all of us to be able to communicate and learn together. Okay, so always ensure if you have any question, okay, first things first, you can use the discussion forum to ask the question. Okay, we are there to always respond. Okay, so use the discussion forum to ask questions, interact with other people that have signed up for the course, interact with other people that have signed up for the course and the rest of them. Okay, so each section has its own discussion forum. So let's also try to use it going forward. Okay, so that's pretty much all the information that I am meant to give you now. So we would go into the Q&A section now. So for the Q&A session, there are two ways we would do this. Okay, so the first way is if you have a question, you would just type it in the chat box or signify by raising up your hand. Okay, so for the Q&A session, David is going to be handling that. David, hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, we can. Okay, so you can go ahead.
Okay, I think I'm seeing a few people with their hands up. So I will start with uh that's Grace, right? Sokaribo,
Yep.
can you handle selecting people? Just unmute your mic. I'm kind of setting up my microphone.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so Genevieve, you can go ahead.
I think you have their mic muted.
Allowed. They're allowed to unmute now. Okay, so try now.
Hello, good evening. Thank you so much.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry because my background is a bit noisy, so but I'm just going to
That's fine.
be fast. I want to say thank you so much for this opportunity. Okay, I've always wondered what technical writing is all about, and I just started the course about a few days ago, and I must confess I'm in. My question is, if you're asked to write on a product, like for instance, a company asks to write on one of their technical writing, and there's also a particular way it's supposed to be arranged, a format for grouping it or arranging it to make it look or appear real and all of that. Thank you.
So Karibo, did you get the question? I'm not sure if it's my network, but it keeps breaking.
Actually didn't.
So it was her network.
Yeah, it should be.
Genevieve, can you ask your question again? Sorry, your network was breaking.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I didn't know you weren't hearing or listening. So good evening, and once again, I'll say thank you for this opportunity. I started the course a few days ago, and then I must say that I really like it, and it has opened my eyes to a lot. But then my question is, when asked or if asked to write about a company's or a firm's product, let's say Twitter Web gateway payments, if you're asked to write on that, what and what will you do? Like what and what will you write, and how do you even start? What kind of technical writing is it? Because from Google I learned that there are different types of technical writing. So
Okay, I think we covered that in the course. There are different types of technical writing, but there are majorly two types, which is the technical content writing and then the documentation, which is the technical content writing is, for instance, when you're learning a technology and then you Google something, maybe how to create components in React or how to create a slider in JavaScript, and then you land on a blog post that actually writes a description, a walkthrough of how to actually achieve that goal, that's a technical content. It's written by a technical content writer. Whereas if you wanted to understand how React actually works and you go to the React website and start reading their documentation, that is actually a documentation written by a technical documentation engineer. So those are mainly the two types of writing, the content aspect of it and the documentation aspect of it. Does that answer your question, Genevieve?
Yes, thank you so much. Yes,
And then
it's okay.
your okay, your question regarding, say they ask you to write how to do something. Uh, I think we also covered that in the course, which is usually research. You have to go read a few other blogs from people that have written around that topic to get a proper understanding of what that topic is about, to get a proper grasp of the concept. And then when you finally absorbed it, you can finally give back. Obviously, you can't write on something you don't understand. So if it's a topic that you're unfamiliar with, you probably have to do research around that topic. Maybe read one, two, three, depending on your assimilation rate. You might need to read a few articles that will give you some more enlightenment around that topic before you can write about it. You should probably finish the course. I think Sokaribo touched on that part specifically. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much. I don't think I've gotten to that part yet. That's why maybe when I get there, I'll have a
Okay.
better understanding. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks for the question.
Okay, Ediomo Joshua, you can go ahead. Mhm.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Uh,
Good
are you hearing
evening.
me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We
Okay.
can hear you.
Okay. First, I would like to appreciate the both of you for the course because it has done a lot. It has really done a lot. I have a question, and my question going through the course, I think it's self-explanatory because the words and the terminologies you used in the course are just so simple and understandable. But there is a place where I had issues, and which is uh, technical writing toolbox, and uh, the place where you listed technical writing tools like MapCap Flare, RoboHelp, Oxygen XML Auto. I want to know what they are used for, what they do, what these softwares do, uh, because they are technical writing tools. I went through them, but I didn't get a proper understanding of what the softwares do. So that's my question. What do they really do? They MapCap Flare, RoboHelp, and Oxygen XML Auto.
So, Carol, can you take this? I need to pick a call.
Okay, so when it comes to that, okay, now there are several tools that are designed for technical writing as a whole. Okay, so if you check for each of those tools, they are placed in a particular category. Okay, so for example, now when you're writing an help document, okay, a for example, you're using a software and you have to check the help document for that software. Okay, so when it comes to those type of documents, they're usually this level of upgrades that are done periodically. Okay, so what those technical writing tools help you do is they kind of manage the version control to ensure that there is a consistency across all platforms and with information. Okay, so they are designed specifically for technical writing. They are more advanced, okay, than your normal tools for just writing or your markdown tools for just writing. Okay, so those tools are specifically for content writing, advanced content writing that has to do with very technical, bulky documents. Okay, so do you get?
Okay. So they don't come in when you're writing like a just a technical content about let me say for example you want to write a content about loops in JavaScript, those softwares may not be needed unless it's a bulky stuff, right? That's what you're
No,
saying.
no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is those softwares has more capabilities. So if you
Okay.
want to use them to write it, you can use them, okay? But there are extra features those softwares comes with. Okay, so if you want to do
Okay.
a basic writing, you might not need to use it. But if you
Okay.
want to do a very, very bulky top guide, okay, and for some
Okay.
organizations, okay, you would
Okay.
actually be required to make use of it. Did you get?
Okay. Okay.
That's all right.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Yeah.
Wahab, say you do. Could you go ahead? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, Wahaba's draw. Lawrence, Lawrence, if you can hear us, you can go ahead. Mhm.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Okay, Wahab, go ahead.
Yeah. So, good evening, everyone. So, thank you for the
Good
course. I
evening.
really appreciate your efforts in compiling the course. So, my question is, I'm currently learning to become like a front-end developer. So, what I know currently is a little bit of HTML, CSS, and very, very little of JavaScript. So, can I still enroll in the course? Will it still be advantageous to me, or I should just wait to learn more advanced stuff and get better? What I know currently is just HTML and CSS. Can I still proceed with the course?
Okay. Uh, what I would advise anybody that wants to get into technical writing in the long run is, as you learn, you should document what you're learning. It's like taking notes. Myself, when I am learning, I tend to take notes, lots of notes. That's how I started technical writing. When I started, what I did was translate most of the notes I already had to articles. So if you're learning, you're actually in the best place to start technical writing, because you even learn more when you're able to document things that you're learning for other people. You tend to have to do research around what you're currently learning, so you can write better at it, which will probably give you more exposure around that topic. So you are in the right place. You should probably take the course as you're learning, and then write about the new things you're learning as you go. It's like you're documenting your progress. It helps you both ways, and then when you're finally done, you can finally start writing more technical articles. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, it
Did he
answers my
get that?
question partly.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay. I heard you.
Hello. Uh, so the thing is, can I just, if when I'm through with the course, because I'm still learning, can I like, is it required for me to know more advanced stuff before I like start earning through technical writing, or I can just forget about earning for now and focus on like getting better at like what I'm doing, like learning at becoming a front end developer, or even like how can I put it? Like even before getting very good at the advanced concepts in front end, can I end through technical writing, or I need to be very proficient?
Mhm.
I hope you get my question.
I got your question. Can you hear me? Since my network is
Yeah, I can hear you. I
a
can
bit
hear you.
laggy. Okay. Well, it depends. Yes, you can earn while you're still in your infancy of front end development, but it depends on the approach or the platform you're writing for. Most platforms prefer very or more technical articles around JavaScript, React, and other frameworks or technologies. But there are specific blogs that actually write on CSS and HTML. Those should be your targets. Yeah, I think LogRocket, for instance, LogRocket accepts CSS related articles. So if you were to get into LogRocket, you would be able to earn while you're writing about CSS, which is what you're currently learning. So yes, before you finally become a full-fledged front-end developer, you can earn. Just check out blogs that are more geared towards CSS and HTML, and you will do just fine. Avoid the ones that require you to know JavaScript, because there are they will tell you there in their application form that they focus more on social technologies. So look for the ones that focus more on HTML, CSS, or at least they have those technologies listed in their prerequisite for technical authors. I think that answers your question.
Yeah, that answers my question. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Sokaribo, who
Um,
next?
Lawrence. Okay, so let's try to keep the question as brief as possible. Okay, so we can go around. So Lawrence, go next.
Hey guys, thanks a lot.
Hello,
Can you guys hear me?
we can hear
Hello?
you.
Okay, thanks a lot, David. And
Your line has stopped.
hello?
Okay, we
Okay,
can hear you now.
thanks. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. So basically, my question is geared towards precisely on this particular course that we are taking. So we are talking about technical writing and development. I'm not a developer, I'm a product designer. So I kind of I've been writing for a while now. So let's say precisely now I'm not containing this particular technical brief that one of the tasks that we are supposed to write on to work on a white paper. So I've kind of been doing some readings on for me to be able to work on the assignment and also to submit it also. So if technical writing itself is geared towards someone that has a knowledge on development now. So like you should be able to build, you should be able to develop things. So how does it benefit other people? Maybe the people that are actually starting now, or the person doesn't really have any desire to become a software developer, but there's an opportunity for someone to actually read about a particular technology as it has been repeated multiple number of times, and also can be able to articulate words together by doing proper research on a particular project and give out something that is readable, scalable, and can be utilized by people that are supposed to use a particular technology. How do we now here move around this particular thing? Because I just basically started the course and it has been helpful with the personal anecdotes that you guys are giving on things now. So how does it help us in bulk? Because I know everyone here is not a developer. So I have been writing. I have case studies for my own self that I've done. So how do I now learn better? Because I don't really know how to use a VS Code or know how to upload things on GitHub or use some code tools now. So how does it help me as an individual to want to take
Okay.
this course now? Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I think I'm missing your exact question. Are you asking how the course helps you as an individual, not a developer? I'm confused.
Yeah, as an individual that wants to earn by technical writing and I would want to complete all the courses and also try and also upgrade this particular course now on technical writing. So if I am able to get all, like, I don't know, meet all the requirements for this particular course and have some articles that are publishable now. So how do I utilize it by wanting to write now and apply to places I can write for if I'm not a developer? That's what I'm
Okay.
trying to do.
Okay, the thing is, technical writing does not just exist in just software development, which I believe is what you're asking. I don't know if you mentioned that you're a designer. I'm not sure, but there are other aspects of technical writing that are focused on other things. For example, in the medical field, there are medical technical writers. In UX design, there are UX writers that write about UX. So depending on what you're doing, technical writing is a concept. It's about explaining technical things in ways that people can understand. You can tailor that to whatever you're doing, just the way you said you write UX cases. That's technical writing, actually. So there are blogs that are geared towards designers that if you're a designer, you can apply to be a UX or UI writer in those platforms. So I think you should just look for the platform that actually focuses on your current field. It doesn't have to be software development because technical writing exists in every technical field. So yes, that is if when you're learning, say you're learning UI UX design, and you have to maybe Google how to create a specific component in your Figma file, and it takes you to a blog that you actually see that article there that explains that. Check around that blog, you probably find that blog actually accept external technical writers that write on that, on UI UX designers field. So I think that's what you need to do. Just do your research, find platforms that actually get towards designers, and then focus on those. I think that answers your question.
Yeah, that's answered it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, that's so Lucas Man, you're next. After Lucas Man, Olivia Uju, you're coming up next. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Hello.
can hear you.
Okay. I really appreciate you guys for the course, what you do. I think because I really appreciate everything, go through the course, learning everything. Because actually, I'm a developer, but I don't know much things about technical writing. So I really appreciate you guys for the course. Thank you very much. My question is this: regarding what are some of like the so my question is, what are some of interview questions like if someone is about to go for technical writing or technical writing role? Because I already wrote two articles. I wrote one article about React and I wrote one article about software, about programming in general. So I would like to know that, okay, if I want to apply for technical writing role, what are some of the likely questions one to expect for the interview, who's going to interview me, for example? That's my question.
Okay, that's actually a very good question. Okay. When applying for technical roles, there are different types of platforms that you apply to, and most of them actually don't have an interview process. They actually grade you based on the articles you submit as samples. It depends. If you're going for content writing, technical content writing, that's what I'm referring to. Most of these platforms don't actually go through interview phases because they have lots of applicants. So they don't actually have the resource to actually do an interview for everyone. So what they do is they actually grade you based on the technicality of your articles, like how technical is your article, how sound is your article, how your ability to explain things in ways that people can understand, how coherent is your article, and how are you structuring your article? Is it progressive in a way that somebody can actually understand that, oh, this is the beginning, and then gradually flow into the article? And then they grade you based on your grammar structure, how grammatically correct is your article. So if you're applying to these types of platforms, you're always advised to apply with your best work, like the soundest of your soundest articles will probably will be what gets you into the door. Whereas if you're applying for roles like documentation engineering, mostly full-time roles as technical writers, where you actually create documentation around the company's products, that's when you actually do interviews. Or say you apply to a content writing platform that they don't have that many writers, it's a startup, and they actually have time to give to maybe a few writers, they might interview you. But in the interview phase, most of what they are focused on is they're just trying to get a feel of who you are as a person, your experience as a technical writer, how long have you been writing, just basic redundant questions like years of experience, how long have you been writing, what's your software engineering experience like. They just want to know that yes, you're qualified for the role. They do not ask anything that you would not expect, to be honest. It's mostly things that are just basic, who you are. So I think they grade you based on how well spoken you are and how articulated your thoughts are. So that's pretty much it. It's nothing to, you can actually prepare online. There are several platforms that actually give you a few samples of questions you asked during a technical interview as a technical writer. So you can try those platforms. But other than those, I would just advise that if you're applying to content writing platforms, go with your best work, well polished, probably send it to some few people, let them vet for you that they are all sound. And then if you're going for documentations, I guess you should just articulate your thoughts and be very well expressive, I guess. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, thank you very much. About going for the role, can I see send my article to you guys so you guys can see from it before I apply for social?
Come again, I didn't get that.
I said, about applying for job, as in, if you, once I'm done with an article, can I send you guys for me to go through before I can apply for social?
Well, it depends. If you are, we have two plans there because there are lots of people that actually that actually joined this course. We have the free plan and the paid plan. The free plan is open to everyone. Same content, materials as the paid one. Only the paid one kind of give you access to Sokaribo and I. So yes, if you're on the paid one, you can actually send us your work and we'll be able to vet that for you.
Okay, thank you very
Unfortunately,
much.
the platform
I'm
has to
already
be
paid.
funded. So
I understand.
you said,
I've already paid. I've already paid, so I can send my
okay, then you can.
Thank you very much.
Then you can. Okay. Sokaribo.
Okay, so Olivia and Jude, could you go ahead?
Yeah,
Olivia, after Olivia, Emmanuel Bangamoy from Uganda, you can go ahead. After Olivia. Olivia, go ahead.
all right. Good evening, everyone.
Good
I'm
evening.
Olivia. Good evening, David. So, I think I'm done with the first phase or the first part of the course, and it's really, really well detailed and explanatory. So, just a brief intro. The customer support in my where I work. So, and we is a software development company, and we launched a product, right? So I'm the one who wrote the knowledge base, the entire knowledge base of the software, down to the videos that you watch when you want to learn how to do certain things with the product. So I didn't know that that was part of technical writing until I took this course, and then I realized that, oh, what I did at work, or part of what I do at work, is technical writing. So my first question is, how do I um how how do I find companies that need this? Because most times when you find product, or when you see product, they already have their knowledge base there. So it's not like you can see one and then see that they don't have a knowledge base and begin to write for them. So most of them already have a knowledge base down. So how do I go about that? Secondly, I'm learning data analysis. I've started, so I'm learning Power BI and Excel. So, but then I noticed that technical writing most time, at least from when because I follow you on Twitter as well, is mostly get towards developers and stuff. So and my skill so far, it's not I've not gotten to the coding part of data analysis, where you start learning SQL and Python and R and all those ones. So I don't know if I can contribute, because I saw part of the course where there is open source. So I don't know if with Excel and Power BI, because I'm relatively good with both. So I don't know if with Excel and Power BI I can contribute to them. I don't know. I don't really know. So
Okay. Your first question. I think there's no knowledge base that is static. The first question was, most companies already have their existing knowledge base, but the thing is they always get updated. So that's why technical writers always have openings. So it, regardless of whether a knowledge base already exists for a company, if you think you can actually vet what they wrote there, if you feel you can improve on it, you can apply and pitch to them that you're a technical writer, you went through their knowledge base and you've seen places, areas where you can make improvements to their knowledge base. That is actually a nice way of approaching job search for certain companies, especially ones that already have things that you're interested in. Just look for ways to improve on it and then apply and pitch yourself to them. Maybe DM one of their hiring managers and tell them that you're this, you already have experience, you wrote an entire company's knowledge base, you're already experienced in this field, and you would like to help them with their knowledge base if they have an opening. So if you're proactive, I'm sure you can work your way around that, regardless of whether they already have an existing knowledge base or not. So where you can find roles, the same places where you find employment, LinkedIn. I think there are specific technical writing blog websites that actually lists technical writing openings. You can look for the ones that are not geared towards software developers, that are more focused on documenting knowledge base. So They exist. It's just maybe with a bit of research you can find them. As for your second question, I think I forgot what your second question was. Can you remind me?
Yes, that I'm
Okay,
learning
okay,
it.
okay. I just remembered. Okay, I just remembered. If I would share the websites on the chats in the chat section, there are, like I told the previous person that asked, there are different platforms that focuses on different things. I have come across platforms where I went to apply as a software developer, and they specifically say they are interested in data analysts, technical writers that are focused on data analysts. So I think these are your platform. These are the platforms you should focus on. Not every platform, again, focuses on software development. Some platforms focus on machine learning. If you go to GitHub, the GitHub community program that we'll share a link to, and you check the description of each platform that offers technical writing openings, you would see that some of them are focused on specific technologies. Let me even okay, I think that it's in the course, so there's no need to share it here. If you go through the course, you get to the resources part where provided resources to where you can actually find jobs as a technical writer. In the GitHub link that is there, if you go there, you would see several platforms that are offering technical writing roles. And some of them are focused on different things. Some are focused on software development. Some are focused on back-end development specifically. Some are focused on front-end development. Some are focused on data analysis. Some are focused on machine learning. Some are focused on AI. So depending on where you fall into, you can simply apply to the companies that fall in your niche. It's that simple. Hope that answers the question, Olivia.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Emmanuel, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. This is Emmanuel from Kampala, Uganda, East Africa. I really appreciate this initiative that you guys have put across. It's very, very nice. I have two questions. One, I was having a challenge making payments for the Pro Access. I couldn't place payments. So I was wondering if you could make it easier, maybe through PayPal or Visa, so that you can make payments since like they're from different regions. And then the other question is one of the colleagues in the meeting tried to bring it up. For me personally, I have still little knowledge on HTML, CSS. Still, I'm interested in the technical writing. So I don't know what you'd advise whether we, like me personally, I first learn HTML, CSS fully, and then I can enroll for this. Thank you.
Okay, I think I heard only the first version of what you said, which was about the payment. The second part, your background got noisy.
Oh,
Can
sorry.
you repeat the
Okay.
question? Just the question.
So, all right. The question is, for us, like me personally, I have so just started learning HTML, CSS, and I was wondering if you would advise, like, we first learn this, the HTML, CSS very well. We acquire the good skills from it before we can enroll into the technical writing, because I'd love to do it. That's the question.
Okay, I think I already answered that question. I advise that if you're learning, just the way you document the things you're learning by taking notes, it's okay if you open a blog and actually document what you're learning online. It helps you with your learning because you're able to make research around what you're learning. You're able to actually help other people that are learning the same concepts as you, because you would probably explain it in a beginner friendly way. Just the way there are people that are way ahead of you that might explain something in ways that if you try to read it, it might seem slightly confusing because this person is writing with a lot of experience, and because of the position where the person is at, the person might be unable to translate the complexity of that problem in a way that somebody that is below them can understand. Whereas when you are at the same level as other people that are actually learning that thing and you finally understand it, it's easier for you to explain it to your fellow newbie than say I would. So I think you're actually in a good place to start technical writing. Document what you're learning. You will help yourself, you will help others, and at the same time, be building a portfolio of writings that you can use later on in the future when you're ready to go professional with your writing. So I think that answers your second question. For your first question, which is payment related, I think Sokaribo already fixed that because he created an alternative payment portal for people that are trying to pay from different countries. Sokaribo?
Yep, that has already been sorted out. So if you go to the ticket part on the landing page, okay, you would see there's a place that is listed multiple payment option. Okay, so you should be able to pay using that particular link. If it doesn't work, feel free to just send us an email. Okay, so the email is tech.write.n@gmail.com. I will drop it at the comment section. Okay, so if you're still unable to pay for it, just send us an email and we will sort it out. All right. Okay.
Thank you very much.
I want to answer a question that is in the comment section, which is, can technical writers contribute to open source? That caught my attention. Yes. The short answer, yes. The long answer is this. If there are several open source projects, live projects, that is put on GitHub and on the web. Say you go to a technology, you like a technology is open source, you go to the technology docs and you're reading the docs and you see errors, or say something is explained wrongly, or it's not explained in a way that it's easy for others to understand, and you feel you can explain that better than the current explanation that is there, you can actually go to their GitHub page, since it's open source, create a PR and suggest improvement to that documentation. That's open source contribution. I have done it. You can do it. And that right there is what open source is all about. So yes, technical writers actually do contribute to open source a lot. So it's not a matter of can. They do. You just need to look for where you're needed. Maybe find a project. It can be an error. You can just be reading a section of the website and you see something that is misspelled. As simple as that, you can just create a PR and correct that. You've contributed to open source. So it's not rocket science. I think that answers that question. So, Garbo, you can take over.
Okay. So the next person is Mujid. So Mujid, go ahead.
Yeah, good day. Yeah, good evening. Thanks for the opportunity for taking this course. So actually my question is, I'm a cybersecurity analyst. So according to my research, I saw that mainly what the course was all about, like mainly who it was done for, developers, data analysis, I'm not sure there was a part where you talk on how cybersecurity professionals can benefit, or like as a cybersecurity analyst, how can I actually be a technical writer? Like how can I function? And
I get. I think you guys are asking the same question, and maybe I need to answer it in a general form so you can understand. The main concepts in the course, which is technical writing, does not apply to just software development. It's a technical writing in general. You can apply it in every niche. Say you're a cybersecurity specialist. When you're learning your cybersecurity, there are times when you're trying to learn something and you have to Google, how do I do this? How do I do that? Through, what's his name? I think I missed your name.
yes, Mujib.
Mujib.
The name is
Mujib.
Mujib.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Mujib. There are times when, as you're learning cybersecurity, you actually have to Google how to do something and you land on a blog through Mujib.
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, I have to have my mic. Yes.
Okay. The article that you're reading there, whatever it is that you're reading, that is actually explaining that concept to you. That's the product of technical writing. It was written by a technical writer that might be a cybersecurity specialist. The tags technical writer is generic. It's not just for software engineers. You can apply it into everything you're doing, whether you're a data analyst, cybersecurity specialist, UI designer. There is technical writing for every of those niche, because you have to explain things to people. You're trying to get people to understand what things, the complex things in your niche. So it's not just about software development. If you learn something interesting as a cybersecurity, maybe how to hack Facebook, how to hack something, how to exploit something, you can create a tutorial that actually guides people on how to achieve that. That's a product of technical writing. the general concepts that we have laid out in the course are just general concepts that can help you as a technical writer, regardless of where you're writing for. Do you understand now?
Yeah, I get you. Thank you.
Then if it's to get paid roles as a cybersecurity specialist, the same thing I said earlier, those same websites that you land on, this is how you know a website actually accepts external writers. If you go to, say, I am a cybersecurity specialist and I Google on how to maybe exploit something, and it takes me to a blog. After I'm done reading the blog, I can click on the blog itself and go to their blogging section. If I'm seeing that each of the article is written by a different person, I'm seeing a different name under each different author for each of their article. That suggests that they have multiple authors. If I go to the website and I find out that it's only one person that is writing all of those articles, it's possible that yes, they have one internal technical writer. But if I notice that there are several writers that are writing on these platforms, automatically that tells me that they accept external writers. It's just to look for the section of their blog that actually allows you to apply, or just contact them and pitch yourself to them as a technical writer, and I'm sure they will get back to you. So that answers the question.
Thank you for the response.
You're welcome. Who is next? Sokaribo.
Esther, go ahead. Okay. Esther Oneze, you can go ahead. After Esther Oneze, we have Frederick. Esther Oneze has dropped. So Frederica Asamani, please go ahead.
Yeah, yes, you're right. Good evening, everyone.
Hi, sorry, I mistakenly turned off my. Hi, can you hear me?
Okay, Esther, go ahead.
Yes. So the question I have, I think it's been answered. So I'm a product manager, and I just stumbled upon this course this morning, and I just registered. I haven't even started studying this. So I wanted to ask, as a product manager, how do I contribute, or how do I write technical? How do I do technical writing? What approach do I need to take? What kind of content do I need to write? And I think from your answer, you said something about documentation, like product documentation. Or in case you have any extra thing you'd like to say, please, I really appreciate an extra response to this.
This is how I got into technical writing, which is the first article I wrote. I had never taken a technical writing course. I knew nothing about technical writing. What I did was Google how to do something in JavaScript. And then it took me something very random. I was not even interested in the concept itself. I just wanted to see how technical writers actually structure their writing. I landed on a blog, went through the blog, not for the content itself, but how things are laid out. How do you translate the general concept that you have that you want to talk about into a blog article? So when I saw the structure of it, the intro, the body, how they broke the body into prerequisites, and then gradually, progressively laid out the problem, the solution, and then conclusion. Once I had an overview of what technical writing is like, I was able to start writing my own. So it's the same advice I would give. You can take a course and finally understand what technical writing is all about. When it comes to actually tailoring that to your current niche, it's as simple as that. As a product manager, there are times when you have to do research around what you're learning or what you're doing. And I'm sure you come across other articles that have been written by product managers, more experienced product managers to be specific. Looking at what they have done, you can actually copy the framework that has been laid out there into whatever you want to start doing. Maybe if you go through 1, 2, 3 writings that have been written by product managers, because you know how to Google things around your niche. I don't know what you do in your niche in the full scope of it. You do know that you can Google around things that will land you on websites, blogs that have been written by product managers. Just look at what they have done and then translate the framework to whatever you want to write about. And that's it. You've created a technical product as a technical writer. I don't know if that was clear.
Yeah, that's very clear. Thank you very much. But I wanted to ask again, you know how with technical writing there is open source and GitHub where you can put out your blogs and the write-ups you have. Do you think there's like a particular platform for different niches like cybersecurity, product management, data analysis?
Yes, I do, because I have had to write an article geared towards product managers. How as not product managers per se, I think it was product managers. So the company deals with things that allow you control features in an application. They allow stakeholders in the project control features in the application, feature flags. So I wrote an article. I was requested by the company to write an article. I'm not a product manager, but I had to pretend like I was one, make my research around the topic to understand what it's about, and then write the article. So if I could write it and I'm not a product manager, I'm sure if they saw somebody that is a product manager that could take up that task, they would gladly give that task to a product manager. So the same thing I said earlier. It's about finding the platform that actually focuses on what you're currently doing, your current niche. They are there, they exist. It's just about research. If you're lazy, you might not find them. If you just stick to platforms that have generic rules like software development, front end, back end, you might think there are other roles that there are no other roles that exist for technical writers. But if you do your research, like I said, if you Google something relating to management and you land in a blog and you check the blogging section and you find that there are several writers that are writing around management, that blog most likely accept third-party writers. You can apply, you can reach out to them and tell them, oh, I'm a product manager. I would like to join your authors team. And that's it. Then I get back to you and tell you yes, no. If it's a no, you go to on the next platform until you land into one of those platforms. It's that simple.
Mm,
I think I've
okay,
answered that.
thank you very
Oh,
much. Yes, you answered my
you're
question.
welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so please, there are lots of questions that we have already answered. So if you feel your question has been answered, please feel free to drop your hand. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so those are the only 9 questions that we will be taking. Okay, so we can call it a day. So Frederica Oluwatomisin, Ekemini, Adaize, Ojetola, Francis, Abdulmushid, Abkudus, and Raphael. Okay, so those are the 9 people. So any other question, you can just drop it in the comment section. So we will do a general answer for those questions. So Frederica, you can go ahead.
All right, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, I want to say a very big thank you to you, Mr. David and Mr. Sokaribo, for this awesome opportunity. Okay, I was privileged to join like 2 days ago, and I haven't been able to access the course material. I want to know how I can get that done. Then the second question is the paid plan course. Must it be a 6 months course, or it can be done within a shorter period? Then the last question, is there a certification after this course? Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll let Sokaribo handle this.
Okay, so for your first question, the one of not being able to find the course material, that's weird. So just what you do for us is send me an email. Okay, send us an email, tech.write.n@gmail.com. Okay, so just send us an email and I would find out why that is the way it is. Okay, so the second question of access to the course, the paid version being 6 months. Okay, the truth is the 6 months is to give you enough time to be able to calmly take the course. Okay, so trust me, okay, no matter how busy you are, the 6 months is enough for you to actually finish the course. And then if after 6 months you still want to take the course or you want to get more time, there is already that has already been made available for you to also do. Okay, then there was a what's your third question again?
Is there a certification after the course?
Okay, for certification, no, there is no certification. Okay, when it comes to technical writing, okay, what most organizations and then platform want to see is evidence that you can actually do what you say you can do. That is what they want to see. Okay, it's unlike you're applying for a job and they want to see LinkedIn specification. When it comes to technical writing, you say you can write. Okay, where is the evidence that you can actually do this? So that is what we're providing you with, okay? Something that you can use to get into the industry. So the standard number of articles that you should have when you're applying for majority of these roles is 3. So that is why by the end of this course, you should have completed 3 industry standard articles. So that is the end goal, okay? Not certification. So certification is not what you use the articles that you have written for your applications. Okay, so that is why we are not giving any certification for it. All right.
All right, thank you
Frederica,
very much.
so
Yes, I can hear you.
so we're good, right?
Yes, we are good. Then, sorry, let me not
Yeah.
cut you short. I was asking about if for someone that paid for the paid plan, or for someone that intends to pay for the paid plan, can it be done within a shorter period? Must it be 6 months? What if I want to do it for 2 months? What if I want to do it for 3 months? Is there a room for that?
Oh yes, there's a room for it. The 6 months is to give you ample time to finish it. Okay, so you can even finish the course in 1 week using the Pro Access. Okay, remember the perks of the Pro Access are 2 things. First of all, you have more time for you to take the course. It does not mean you have to exhaust the full 6 months. And the second aspect is having that access to us to be able to review the technical articles that you have written. Okay, now the initial plan was for us to be able to review everybody's portfolio, but trust me, there are currently 1,300 and something people registered for this course. Okay, and it's going to take a lot of work, okay, for I and David to be able to review that number of technical articles. Okay, we already have assignments to review, so that is enough work. So when it comes to your personal portfolio, that is one thing the Pro Access gives you access to us to. Okay, so the Pro Access gives you more time to take the course, and it also gives you that access to us to be able to do a review of your portfolio when it is done. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. I appreciate.
You're welcome. Okay. Oluwa Tomisin. David, do you have anything to add before Oluwa Tomisin comes up?
No, I think you answered that pretty well.
All right, that's fine. Oluwa Tomisin, could you go ahead? After Oluwa Tomisin, Ekemini Samuel, you're coming up.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and it's been an amazing learning experience so far. So my question is, can we say technical writing is the same as content writing? Because I'm in the blockchain writing industry, and most time when I look up blockchain on Google, it's all about the content writing. So I want to know if technical writing is the same as content writing, and if not, can the the course materials be used to learn about content writing? Like, would they serve the purpose of learning content writing also? That's my question.
Okay. To answer your question, there is content writing, which means there is no prerequisites for that. It's content writing. There is technical content writing, which, as the name applies, requires you to have a technical foundation. That is a requirement. And then there is documentation, which is another form of technical writing. For both technical content writing and the documentation aspect of it, you actually need to have technical foundation. The content writing that you're seeing in the blockchain sphere is technical content writing. Maybe they just did not put technical writing in the front of it. But if you check the role requirement for the role, you would see that they would require you to have an understanding of blockchain, how blockchain, what blockchain is, how blockchain works, and all of the terminologies around it before you can succeed in that role. If you migrated as a content writer into technical content writing, you would flop if you don't have the technical foundation. Because imagine they assign a task to you that requires you to understand React, and you're just a content writer. Like what you do is just generic writing, and content writing can be generic to any niche. Say you can write about creams, you can write about random applications on the web, maybe how to send messages in Gmail. That's not technical writing in the sense that you do not actually need any prerequisite other than having the application installed. You can write about top 10 websites on the internet. That's just content writing because there is no technicality required to be able to flow in that article. But when you start diving into frameworks, languages, specific niches like the medical niche, UI, UX, data security, all of those technical spheres require you to have an understanding of what you are about to write up. So if you're not a technical person, you would flop. You would be unable to succeed in those roles. So depending on what you're going for, if you're going for just the content writing, the course, is geared towards technical writers. So it's trying to get technical writers to understand the flow of writing when they are writing. So if you're a content writer, I guess you can take some things out of that, but it's mostly geared towards technical writers and requires you to have a technical foundation, whether be it that you're currently learning or you're already in your intermediate stage as a developer, designer, whatever career path you've chosen. You just have to add technical writing to that. So I'm not sure how you would probably benefit from the course if you're going for just content writing. It's not geared towards that. Unless Sokaribo, do you have something to add to that? Sokaribo?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, you actually answered it well. Okay, so it's not geared towards content, it is more geared towards technical writing. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And then when it comes to that as well, when it comes to the distinction between technical writing and other forms of writing, okay, in the beginning part of the course, which is the getting started, okay, we actually did justice to that to explain how technical writing differs from every other form of writing. Okay, so expertise, the purpose, and the audience. Those are three things that actually make technical writing differ from other forms of writing. So you can do well to actually check out that section of the course. Okay, so that's pretty much it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Oluwatosin. It came in Samuel. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, hi everyone. Good evening. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, so thanks again, David and Sokaribo, for this platform. It's really great. So my question is, as this year has been going on, this has been like a year of AI in different fields, in design, in coding. We see how AI is trending, and there has been this notion that AI could replace some roles. So as a technical writer, how do I stand out and also embed AI in my work while still bringing out a unique perspective to my work to avoid the notion that people just use prompts and bring out content? So that's my question.
Sorry, can you repeat just the question? I heard something AI related.
Okay, yeah, I was saying that
Hello?
there has been this trend of AI, sometime now in different fields, in design, in coding, and even in writing. So I'm asking, how does the technical writer stand out even with this trend? Because there have been this notion that with AI tools, you could just give in prompt and you have a content you could use for technical work. But I think there's yes. So I'm asking, how does one like stand out while still leveraging these tools for work? Do you get the question now?
Yes, I get the question.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So how do I answer this? It's funny because take for instance, I was in a company that the company had some openings for technical writers. They needed 3 external writers to write on certain language. Svelte, was it Remix? Okay, Remix, the React framework. And they know I have a large following on social, so they asked me if I could be in charge of that, like help them get 3 great writers that could fill in the roles. And I posted it on my socials, and the requirement for getting the role was that you're able to send in a very well structured, comprehensive outline for a pitch, an article you might want to write for them on that technology, which is Remix. Did you know that we only took 1 writer, like more than 350 people applied, and we only accepted 1 writer, and we needed 3. Do you know why? 99.9% of the writers used ChatGPT to generate outlines for that tax. They literally just copied the requirements, went to ChatGPT, and then pasted it there. Now, here is the thing: as a writer, I use ChatGPT. I've used ChatGPT to the point where my friends find it funny. If you send me something that was written by ChatGPT, I don't need a software to tell me that this was not written by a human being. It was written by an AI. Because if you are experienced as a writer, when you see writing that does not have the natural flow of human language, it sounds monotonic. That's what AI sounds like. You can tell most times that this thing was written by an AI and not a human being. And that's not what companies are looking for. They are not looking for generic information. They are looking for that writing creativity. You're able to express information in ways that other human beings can understand. ChatGPT talks like it's a robot. If you hear a human being speak and you hear a robot speak, even if your eyes are closed, you are able to tell that this is a robot speaking and this is a human being speaking. Why? The same thing. Robots lack that authentic human flow. I don't know how to explain it to you that you would understand, but most companies are trying to stay away from that. You can use AI to enhance your writing as a writing assistant tool, but delegating the responsibility of a writer to AI would never work, at least not at this phase. AI is way behind, and we are way ahead of it. Imagine 5 people need to write on a simple topic, on the same topic, and the 5 of them use the same AI tool to generate articles around it. You would see that almost it looks like clones of each other. Maybe just some few changes here and there, but they would be clones of each other. Whereas if 5 human beings were to sit down and write that same topic, they'll be coming from different angles, and you see that each person is actually checking off a box. They are coming from different places based on their experience, and they're able to tell you things that probably the second person missed, and the third person might be able to tell you things that maybe the other 2 people missed. That's what writing is about. So I don't think there'll ever be a time where you have to worry about AI taking over your roles, because most companies would never delegate technical writing to AI. Some might be okay with you using it as an assistant tool, but never as a replacement. So I think that answers your question. That's not something to worry about.
Yeah, it does.
So,
Thank
Carbo, do you
you.
have anything to add to that?
No, I don't. Okay, the only thing I want to add is if you use AI to write the article, just expect that they will fire you. Okay, just expect that.
Seriously.
Mhm. So Adaize Elion, okay, you could go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, but you may
Good
need to speak up
evening.
more. Mhm.
Okay, I need to speak up more.
Yes.
Yeah, good now. Go
Hello?
ahead.
Hello, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I can't hear you. So, Carbo, can you hear her? Or is it my
I can
network?
hear as well. Adaize,
So
could you go
actually,
ahead with the
I
question?
think you've answered my
Mhm.
question. from everything I've heard now, it seems like I need to actually have a skill in tech, like maybe back-end development, data analysis or something before I'm able to properly write as a technical writer. So I don't know if technical writing is the course for me at this point. So please. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, did you hear me?
Okay. Sokaribo, did you hear?
Okay, yes, I did. She made reference to the fact that so right now she does not have any core tech skills, so she doesn't think technical writer is for her. Correct? Adaize?
Yeah, I like technical writing, but I don't know if it's, and I've taken a few courses, but with everything I've heard today, I don't know if I should continue with it because I don't have a prior skill in tech, a core
You don't
skill.
have any core skills in tech.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are you right now?
I'm trying to be a technical writer.
No, you can't you can't really skip that technical and just be a technical writer. You have to have technical foundation. So I think you just have to probably pick up a skill first that you can write about.
Okay.
Be it anything, software development, design, security, data analysis. There are several things.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Sorry about that.
But one more, sorry, one second. So can I continue with this course that you guys are offering? Would I be able to learn
Sure.
any basics in
Yes,
or
knowledge is
okay.
never wasted. It's just
Okay.
the application of it might vary since you have.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Adaize. Okay, so part of the goal of the course is to enable you learn how to learn new technology. Okay, so there is a part of the course that is dedicated to understanding how to learn new technology. Okay, so I think that would be of advantage to you. Okay, it would give you a broad understanding of how you can learn new technology, but you have to still go ahead to make decision. Okay, which technology do I want to learn? Okay, so that's pretty much it. Okay, so next is Abkudus. So Abkudus, could you go ahead with your question? Okay, Abkudus is Messi Makinde. Could you go ahead? Messi Makinde, can you hear me? Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Go ahead.
My question is, I think you've answered the number one out of it. Like, it's about the assignment. I remember when I was taking the course yesterday, said I got a response like I think the school was going to like get back to the some. So I'm wondering how we are going to get the because I signed up for the free course. And since you are saying that there are a lot of applicants, that's about 1,000 or something. So I was thinking, how is the as tax are going to be reviewed? So you have anything to say about that? Will it going to take time?
Okay, I don't think. Which aspect are you actually referring to? Is it to the assignment?
Yes, like okay, you know that at the end of each chapter there is this. In fact, not at the end of every unit there's tax.
There's a text, there's a tax, and there's assignment. Okay, yes.
And then,
So with respect to that, when it comes to the tax, for the first section getting started, everybody that submitted, okay, as at maximum this morning, you should have gotten feedback already. So maximum this morning, everybody that submitted the assignments would have gotten feedback. Okay, so we already have plans in place to sort that out. Okay.
Is it through the mail or
through the platform? Through the platform, you would see it. So if you had submitted your assignment as at this morning, you should have gotten feedback on the assignment. Okay, the assignment is already graded. Okay.
Please, sorry, just to be sure, you mean the tags that we do at every unit and at
No,
every chapter.
not that one. The one you do at every, remember there's assignment, there is test and tax. So I'm making
Yes.
reference to the assignment, not the tax. Okay?
Okay, so okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
So what about the tax? She's just there.
The tax is going to come. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so three more people and then we would round this up. Okay, this has gone on. So Kende, Beauty, and Don Sky. Okay, those are the
Please,
three last people
I
we'll
want
take.
to ask a question. Please, sorry.
Go ahead, Messi.
I'm trying to review the courses in the before paying for the pro, but it's telling me that I have to cancel the first one. So I want to kind of like differentiate between the free course and the pro course. You know,
It's telling
there are some courses like there are some courses online that you see the course content and to know, okay, yeah, this is enticing, oh, this is loaded, something to like
Okay,
tell
I
us.
get you. Now, when
Yeah.
it comes to this, okay, this course is more like a give back for me and David. Okay, so the course content is actually the same. Okay, what is differentiating when it comes to the pro access and the free access is the time for the course and the review of your final portfolio. Okay, so those are the extras you get from the pro access. So if you're signing up for the pro access, you have more time to actually take the course. Remember, this is a platform, okay? We have to keep it open, okay? So as people come in, you have to pass out so other people will be able to benefit from it as well. So that's why there is a time frame for it, okay? So when you sign up for the pro access, you're getting two things. You're getting more time to take the course, and you're getting that direct access to us to be able to review your final portfolio. All right?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, then it does not need to cancel when you make payment. I sent an earlier link, okay, for the multiple options payment. Okay, so even if you're enrolled for the free access, okay, you can actually click that link and make the payment, and then it will automatically just upgrade you to the pro access. All right? So check the comment section. There's a link I dropped. Okay, so you can use that to actually upgrade to the pro access. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome. Abdul Kudus, are you ready? Abdul Kudus.
Ready. I'm ready. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay. My question now is first of all, I want to ask that I've written 3 articles now and they are on Ashnode. So my main approach is I'll take, because sometimes when I want to read the documentation on MDN, I find it difficult. So most of the time I write, maybe I copy a part of the document. Okay, now I'm learning Oyster. So I copy a part of the documentation and I put it on ChatGPT to help me explain better what they are saying. So now I will now write it in my own words. I don't copy and paste what ChatGPT said. I just take the explanation like sort of like a teacher. So I write it in my own words. So most of the time, all my articles are just everything that is on MDN. So I want to ask now that I hope that is not something that is wrong. That's the first question. And second question now is like the 3 articles I've written all on JavaScript. And I also write React, but I've not written any article on it. So can I use these 3 articles I've written to kind of like look for a job? So that's my question.
Okay. See, is Adebayo. Okay. You know what plagiarism is, right? First of all.
What do you say? Yes, I know what plagiarism is. Yeah.
Do you check for it? When you go to
most of the online
MDN
things that I use.
Okay.
No, I didn't check for it.
Okay, good.
Though I use some online tools when I'm done with the article. I use some online tools to check, but they are saying I have to pay or something like that.
Grammarly's plagiarism checker is free, and I am sure if you checked most of your work, it will be flagged for plagiarism. So my advice is most of what you write should come from you, not from ChatGPT. You can use it to get ideas, and you can fine tune some of the answers it gives to you. But majority of your article, the content of your article should come from you as the writer. If you delegate too much of that responsibility to ChatGPT, you would want to improve as a writer. 2, you would sound very monotonic and generic. 3, people will not enjoy your articles because it will sound very robotic. And then 4, you might not get into most companies because if most of your content is coming from ChatGPT, it doesn't have that organic flow to it. And if a company sends somebody to come and check your blog when they are reviewing your portfolio, they might not enjoy your writing because it sounds robotic. And like I said, if you're dealing with somebody that has experience with ChatGPT, they would mostly be able to tell when something is generated by it, when this article is not really a genuine article. And it's not most of the information that ChatGPT gives to you. Not all of them are accurate. Some of them are wrong. So if you rely too much on it without actually doing your own research, you will just be writing anything that it gives to you, and some of your articles will be misleading. So imagine I'm coming to review your blog and I'm seeing you talk about things that are misleading. Automatically, that's a fail. So it's a two-edged sword, and I would advise you to be careful with it, I guess. Does that answer your question? Your second question about JavaScript and React. React is already a JavaScript framework. If a company was focused on JavaScript and React and you came in with JavaScript articles, they would accept you because they would assume that it would be easy for you to write about React since you already have an understanding of JavaScript. So there is no issue there.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Asa Olu, please go ahead. Okay.
Good evening, everybody. This is Kenny. Yeah, just like Adaize said that she doesn't have any tech skill, I do not have any prior tech skill. As a matter of fact, when I wanted to register for this course, I just had to select a random skill just to, gain entry into the platform. But then I'm trying to transition into tech, but not the coding kind of tech, not this kind of tech. I'm trying to transition into fintech. Are you getting me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
not
trying
this kind
to
of tech. Which kind of tech?
Yeah?
You said
Fintech.
not this kind of tech.
Not your kind of
Fintech, not
software,
tech.
kind of coding, like all those things. I'm trying to enter
What is
fintech,
fintech?
the financial part of the tech.
Okay. I think you are confused. So let me explain something to you. There are career paths like design, security, software development, where you have the front end, the back end. There can be a UI designer that is actually in fintech. Fintech is just an industry in tech that focuses on finance, like banking. So a software developer works in fintech. A designer also works in fintech. Security experts also work in fintech. So when you tell me that you're not focused on this type of tech, you're focused on fintech, you're throwing me off because it says you're confused.
Okay, but then as a content writer that is trying to go into tech, I don't know, that doesn't want to get into all the stress of development, and all this stuff. What can I do? Because then I'm trying to write an article on virtual cards. I don't know if that's strong enough, but I'm trying to write an article on virtual cards and some other things that that are related to fintech. A fintech content writer based on my own knowledge. Do you get? I'm trying to do some research too as well, though.
Okay, that's content writing. I mean,
That's
anybody
still
can write
content
about
writing.
virtual. That's just content writing, even if it's inside fintech. If you're not going to be writing about the say the core aspects of the the companies. Say you have a startup, take Gray for instance. They have a core application. Hmm? If you're not the writer that will be writing on the technologies of that application, how it works, how it's integrated with other services, you're not a technical writer. But if you say you're writing on the surface level of their products, hmm, you are just a content writer because you don't have to have any technical skill. They can just tell you to list 5 benefits of using their virtual card, and you would be writing on that. You're in fintech, yes, but you're not a technical writer in that you're not writing anything technical. You're just writing on the surface level of their technologies. They do not need you to have a technical skill for that. So there's a difference. That's why I said technical writing is not the same as technical content writing. Technical content writing, you're dealing with the core technologies. You're trying to explain how it works to people, both developers and non-technical people. So I don't know if that makes
Okay, there
sense.
was a time there was a course I enrolled in. I don't know if this is right, but then I was made to understand that to be addressed as a technical writer, you either have to have a knowledge of tech or you be employed by a tech company. Do you understand? So with that knowledge, I was thinking that getting into fintech and writing about some of their products, writing some of their stuff, I can be referred to as a tech writer. Are you trying to say that's
If you
totally wrong?
That's slightly misleading. If you go to Gray, for instance, I keep using Gray or GeekPay. I'm talking because you mentioned fintech. I'm trying to use
Yeah.
a fintech company as reference. If you go to the career page of these companies, GeekPay, Gray, you would see that sometimes they will have an opening for just a content writer. And in the description, you will see them label what your responsibilities are, mostly to update their blog with new information, like new announcements about their products, to probably write step-by-step guide on how to maybe load funds into your card. See, those are surface level features that anybody that does not have any, like if literally I jump on a call with you and explain how this feature works, and I say, okay, please write an article on that so you guys can understand how to use this. You are just a content writer. Forget what you read somewhere else. It's not that I'm trying to belittle you. I'm trying to tell you that you're not working with the core technology, which is they might ask you to write about how their P2P service works. Now you're confused because you're not a technical person. You don't know what that is, which is how one user can connect to the device and make a transfer, like the core functionality of it. If you don't have the technical foundation as a software developer that knows what P2P is as a service, that integration, how it works, you would be unable to write the article through. That's the difference between
Right.
being a content writer and a technical content writer. Technical content writer stipulates that you already have a technical foundation. So when they require you to write on their technologies, the core part of their technology, their service, you can actually succeed there. Whereas if you are not a technical person, you would be unable to meet those requirements, which is why if you go to this website, sometimes you see them post they need a technical content writer, and also somewhere else they might post that they need a content writer. You see that their responsibilities differ. One will be working with more with the core technologies, the other one will be writing on the surface level of their service. Do you understand this?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Okay. I'm not saying you cannot find roles. There are several roles for just content writing. I know a few people that have openings for those. But if you want to do more of technical, which is what pays more, I think you would have to have that technical foundation, basically.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so 2 more questions and then we call it a day. Beauty and Don't Sky. So Beauty, go ahead. Okay, Beauty is not responding. Okay, Beauty, go
Yeah,
ahead.
hello. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, please. I just wanted to ask that I already paid for the course, and now I'm just like really perplexed because like I don't know anything in tech as well. Like I do not know anything about tech, and I just obviously just kept in front end so I could just fill that out, and I don't know anything about it. And I'm saying like, okay, I've not really like dived into the course yet, and I'm saying like, must I actually go and like learn about front end before I can now like continue the course, or how do I go about that? Or is there like an alternative to learn front end on the course manual as well? Because I'm really, really perplexed, because like this is the first time ever I will ever do something like this, and like the fact that it actually requires a technical skill is where I don't know what to do about, because like I don't even know where I can learn front end, or how adverse or how hard it is. So yeah, that's my question.
Very tricky question. So
And
Kaibo.
yeah, secondly, I would like to ask that in like, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
You said different kind of questions.
I know I said it. That's a tricky
Okay,
question.
and I also like to ask that. I also like. That's a tricky question.
Go ahead with
Don't
the
worry,
second
just ask your
question.
question. Just don't worry.
Hello?
Go ahead with your question. Just go ahead with your question. Forget about what I said. Can you guys hear her?
We can hear.
Hello, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I also added that I would like to know is where would apply for jobs, will it be also be addressed, or what, just sort that out ourselves prior to the question I asked?
Okay. As Sokaribo mentioned earlier, that if you check the homepage of the course, you would see some prerequisites that were put there before you can actually enroll in the course. Or it's because to apply what you'll be learning in the course, you need to actually check those boxes. You cannot, you would probably not benefit fully from the course if you don't have a technical foundation. Again, I repeat,
Sorry, I can't hear you.
because
I need to
Sokaribo,
work.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Sokaribo, is it a network? I think it's your network.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Basically, can you hear
Sorry,
us?
you're a bit shaky.
She's not hearing.
Yes, I can.
Really?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. What I said before was the reason why we actually mentioned some prerequisites before you enroll in the course. You must have read that where we said you had to have some foundation as a technical person before you can actually proceed in the course. That's because most of the things that are in the course that you need to apply will only apply to you if you already have this technical foundation. If you took the course without this technical foundation, you'll probably not be able to apply most of it, because if you go to apply at a technical writing website, a technical writing opening, you would see that they require you to have a technical foundation, be it software engineering, data analysis, cybersecurity, regardless of what niche you're trying to get into as a technical writer. You need to actually have the technical foundation.
Yeah.
So if you're already thinking of the earning aspects of a technical writing, you have not even met the first requirement, which is technical foundation. So I think that should just be out of your mind for now. You should be going back to your grassroots, which is picking up a technical skill. You mentioned not knowing where to start. Well, I would advise you start by doing research on the various technical roles. I can share websites where you can go and find out what these roles are about, and then look for the one that actually is closest to your passion. Say if you're somebody that loves to draw, you're a creative person. Well, I'm not saying design will be the perfect option for you, but you might find it more natural for you. If you're somebody that loves to solve maths, for instance, you enjoy maths a lot, You might actually
No, not
like
much.
backend engineering. I'm just giving instance. You might actually enjoy backend engineering or data analysis where you solve problems with data. So it just depends on your inclination, what you're most attracted to. So when you do your research, you find something that actually speaks to you. If you love to manage people, well, I don't think you can transition from community manager to technical writing. But basically, you have to have a technical foundation. So I think you should focus on that first. When you've picked up something and you're learning it, you can come back to the course and then use the course to document what you're learning. You can be writing about what you're learning, why you're learning. So I think that's what you should do. Sokaribo, do you have anything to add?
No, really, I have to.
Okay, thank you. But please, like, where can I like learn like front end and like all these things you talked about?
Why are you going for front end? Is it because we have mostly been mentioning front end here?
Yes, I won't lie, to be honest. Because
Well, that's not a suitable way
like
to
a tech
pick.
course, and I've researched about some, and I feel like technical writing actually stuck out to me. So now you're telling me to go back. Is this more like, okay, like where do I start from? Like what course should I actually choose that will actually like go in alignment with technical writing itself and just stuff like that? Yeah.
Okay. If personally, I feel choosing a career path is a lifelong journey. A career path, sorry, not choosing. A career path is a lifelong journey. So you should be careful when picking one because
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with investing a lot of time and then realizing, okay, this is not for me. But you would have spent a lot of time would have gone. So basically, think twice before picking one. But if it's front end development you want, I think there are several websites depending on whether you have the finance for a paid course or free course. For free courses, there are websites like W3 Schools, Udemy. I would always advise people to go for because I learned from Udemy. But the problem is Udemy is paid. I think $9 for most of the courses on Udemy. So if you cannot afford $9, this is off the record. But there are also websites that actually give you access to free courses on Udemy, which is what I used when I was broke and trying to learn. I mean, now I'm buying courses, but then I could not afford these courses. So I would get the name of the course, paste it online, and probably download it as torrent and then watch it offline. So there are several resources on the internet. It's just about how proactive you are in your learning. You can use paid courses that you download for free. You can stick to just exclusively free courses like freecodecamp.org. Freecodecamp.org kind of gives you an interactive platform where you can learn whatever you want to learn, be it front end, back end. And I'm thinking, which other one again? There is W3 Schools. And then just check online for free front end development course, and you probably come across a lot. But my advice will always be Udemy
Okay.
because
No,
Udemy
but
is well structured.
this sites that you mentioned, sorry, are just not for front end, right? I only said front end because like you guys have been talking about it, because I'm sure that there'll be other ones. But I'm just saying, is it just consisting of front end, or there are other like tech, there are other
There
like
are other
non-coding
ones,
tech stuff that can also dive into?
non-coding, no. Udemy is like YouTube, but for learning things, picking up a digital
Oh,
skill. So Udemy is broad. Like everything you want to learn is probably on Udemy. Even if it's technical writing itself, you probably see a video tutorial on technical writing on Udemy. But it's paid, like I said, and I gave you ways to go around that. So, but if it's
okay.
freecodecamp.com is geared towards coding. So you see things that are centered around coding, software engineering, back end, front end, and all of that.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so in addition to all of that, you can also use Coursera. Okay, so one of the reasons why I love Coursera is the fact that the courses on Coursera are kind of from major organizations. Okay, so it is usually courses on Coursera are from major organizations and major institutions. Okay, so when it comes to front end, the back end, Facebook has a course on Coursera. IBM also has a course on Coursera with respect to front end, back end, full stack, data science. So you can also check out Coursera for all of those as well. And when it comes to Coursera, when it comes to the payment, okay, there's a subscription fee. Okay, so if you're unable to pay that subscription fee, Normally, what I advise people to do if they want to subscribe to Coursera is just pay for the Coursera. There's this Coursera plan that gives you access to all of the courses. Okay, so instead of paying for individual course, you can pay for that access to all of the course. Okay, it's more expensive, but it gives you the opportunity to try out this course and try out this course. Okay, all under one single plan. And then also, if you're unable to actually afford the cost of Coursera, there is financial aid available. Okay, and the beauty of financial aid is, so everybody that I have told to apply for financial aid, they have always gotten it. Okay, so financial aid is just you trying to explain to the institution that right now I don't have the means to actually afford this course. Okay, so it takes maximum of 11 days for them to respond. And majority of the time, okay, they always actually give you access to those courses for free. And they also give you more time to be able to do courses. So check out Coursera, check for the financial aid link, and apply for financial aid for whichever course that you want to take if you don't have the money to afford it. If you do have the money to afford it, you can do the pro plan that actually gives you access to more courses. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So Don Sky is going to be our last question for the day. So Rafael, Grace, and Ojetola, we are so sorry. Could you please just use the chat section to ask your question? Because after Don Sky, we'll just respond to all the questions at once and we'll call it a day. So Don Sky, go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Beauty.
Good day, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, my question is about test-generated AI. So for me now, assuming I wrote my own content, my own technical content. So I now use like AI, let me say, not necessarily ChatGPT, to review or to rephrase some of the words. Is it going to be flagged as AI generated article? Let me say I use like AI to rephrase some of the words. Like let me say like 5 lines or so.
It depends on David. If you go ahead, sorry.
Okay. No, it depends. Again, it depends. It depends on if yes, I can write a 1,500 word article, and maybe some few lines may not come from me directly. I may go to while I'm doing research, I might come across a certain information that is phrased that I just like the way they express that. I just like the way the author expressed his thoughts there. I can say I want to actually retain the context of that information, but rephrase it in a way that it will not be flagged as plagiarism. Even though the idea is not mine, I still want to retain the context of it, but not the exact wording, so I don't get flagged for plagiarism. Yes, I can use an AI tool to paraphrase it and then put it in my. But first, after I'm done, I would have to check. I would use a software that actually checks for plagiarism and run what I have paraphrased through a plagiarism checker to confirm if this is clear of plagiarism. If it is, I would add it to my contents. Or if it is not, I will try paraphrasing it again. Sometimes you might try as much as you want and it will still be flagged. When it comes to that, you would have to actually just write it yourself or paraphrase it yourself without using a tool in a way that it can come off as your own contents and not something you took from somewhere else. So yes, it depends on where you're going with that and what you're trying to do. But if you do too much of it, it's very hard to say you keep stealing sections upon sections upon sections from people's articles and you keep trying to paraphrase. There's no way you're going to beat that plagiarism checker because there will just be too much consistency with other people's work in your work. So it depends on where you're going with that, basically. Sokaribo, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, that's actually pretty much it. Okay. So Don Sky, are you good?
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Okay, so in the next 1-2 minutes, I'll just run through the comment section to ensure that we have responded to all questions. Okay, are you opening? Extreme. I haven't started yet. Voice is low. Just there as a daybreaker. The major difference between the free one and the paid one that has been responded to. Can people still join the course? Yes, people can still join the course. How do you access the course materials? Once you just sign up, you automatically have access to the course material. Please, how do I get a recorded class? Which class are you actually referring to? Okay, is it this recording? So you have to clarify which class you're actually talking about. How do we actually use Markdown to format our technical articles? Okay, so that has been explained in the course, basically. So Markdown is basically Markdown. So for example, if you're making use of Ashnode to make a post, okay, you can make use of the Ashnode Markdown to actually do the writing, okay? So in the course, that has actually been explained. So just go through that section and you would get more insight on that. Log record are not accepting technical writers for now. It's fine. And when you get to the ending section, there is a link that contains various organizations that you can apply for with the amount they pay and the stack that they are looking for. Okay, so when you get to the ending part, you would see all the organizations that you can apply for. You'll be able to assess the cost after 2 weeks is done. No, you'll not be able to assess the cost after 2 weeks is done. Okay, you would need to upgrade. Okay, please, you have a question. What is your question? Can you kindly mention some of the sites where you can apply as a UX writer / technical writer? When you get to the ending section of the course, you would see a list of all of those. It is placed in a very detailed way that it clearly shows you, okay, this is what this organization is looking for. Do I fit in? And this is how much this organization pays. So when you get to that part, you would see all of those. Okay, can technical writers conclude open source? That has been responded to, which is yes. If you're paying for the course, we get access to vet our content. Yes, you get access to us to vet your content. The technical writer also go with front end. Say, do I need to attach my front end back end portfolio when I am working on my technical writing portfolio? And how do I apply for jobs? The technical writer that is also good with front end development, started back end development recently. Do I need to attach my front-end portfolio when I'm working on my technical writing portfolio? Those are actually two different things. Let me read out the question. Hello, I am a writer that's also good with front-end development, started back-end development recently. Do I need to attach my front-end, back-end portfolio when I am working on my technical writing portfolio? And how do I apply for jobs? Okay, the portfolio you use to apply, your front-end, back-end portfolio, what you use that to apply is different from what you're going to use your technical writing and portfolio to actually apply. Okay, so I think those are actually two different things. How do you apply for jobs? Finish your technical writing portfolio, get to the end section, and you would see all of those. Okay, and can software testers be technical writers? Is it common? That has already been answered multiple times. Yes, you can actually be technical writers. You have a question. Ojetola, what is your question? And George, I have an issue with the course. I'm at the point where I need to submit. Okay, that bug has been fixed. Okay, so you would be able to submit your three articles now. I'm trying to break into tech space and I have no prior skill in technology. Do I need to find a niche in tech first before I am able to become a technical writer? That has also been responded to. Okay, is it better you guys drop the email? The email has been dropped. From Israel, if ChatGPT is used to get the scope of a technical brief, but research is used to create the actual document, can it still pass as original technical document?
Come again, read that again.
If ChatGPT is used to get the scope of a technical brief, but research is used to create the actual document, can it still pass as an original technical document?
Well, it depends. Yes, you can use ChatGPT to structure your brief. You can use ChatGPT to generate ideas for your brief, but that will not be your final product. That's why you're a technical writer. You should know how to reformulate the information that it has given you, so it's more organic. It shows that it's coming from you and not from an AI. Because I mean, if you pasted whatever you got from ChatGPT in a plagiarism checker, it would most likely be flagged as plagiarism because those ideas are not unique to ChatGPT. is probably sourcing that information from somewhere that can be mistaken for plagiarism or can be accurately stated as plagiarism. So if you got information from ChatGPT, it's only your job to be able to rephrase that, rearrange it, restructure it, so it's more unique and coming from you. You can add more, a final touch to it, brush it up, and make it more authentic, basically. So yes, you can use ChatGPT for all of that, but I think you still have to do some more brushing up for it to actually come from you rather than from a robot. Does that
All
make
right.
sense? So, Karibo,
Yep.
you can add to that.
Yeah, it actually does make sense, and it answers the question perfectly well. Okay, so the next one is, please, why is there no option for PayPal payments for process costs? Okay, so please try to use the link, the various links that's been provided for you to be able to subscribe for Pro Access. Okay, if you are still having issue using any of those, feel free to send us an email. Okay, I know I have gotten a couple of emails with respect to that already. So feel free to just send us an email, tech.write.n@gmail.com, and we will find a way to sort that out for you. Okay, from Nairobi, I'm trying to pay. Okay, Brian, I've already responded to your question. Will you please, are there opportunities for data analysts in technical writing? Yes, there are opportunities. Okay, it's a free version. It's a free version for only 2 weeks. Yes, the free version is for only 2 weeks. Okay, for someone in cybersecurity, I want to incorporate a bit of technical writing to my also. Please, what tips can you give in regards to this? Go through the course. The course is going to give you all the tips that is actually required. Beauty, you have a more response to your question. Send your social media handle. Is there a WhatsApp platform for techies? Anyone you've created? There is one David that's created for David. Do you want to bring that up, or should I tone down? Okay, so
I think that group is already full.
Like, I think the group is full, but maybe WhatsApp upgraded the number of people that can join, so maybe there is still space. Okay, but David has a group for junior developers. Okay, and so David has a group for junior developers, and the link should be available on his Twitter. Okay, so you can actually, and that is one group there. I know he has. Okay, social media handle, it's at David Habart. Sorry, at David Hart. Okay, at David Hart. Okay,
Let
and
me
mine
type it
is,
out.
yeah, and mine is at Sokaribo, Senibo. Okay, so he's going to just type that out. So that's the social media handle. That's for Twitter. Okay, but across all platforms, you can just search for David Abbott. That is his name across all social media platforms.
Actually,
Yeah.
across all platforms, just search for Davy Hart. It's easier. It will get you. I use the
Okay.
same handle everywhere.
Okay, same thing goes for me. Okay, but I am more active on LinkedIn and Twitter, and those are the two platforms you would be finding me in. So if you're sending me a message on Facebook, you're on your own. Okay, so either you can contact me using LinkedIn or Twitter. Those are the only two platforms that I am active in. David?
I would also like to iterate on that. I do not use Facebook, even though I do have an account there. So please don't even track me to that platform.
Okay.
Twitter and LinkedIn, and maybe Instagram.
Okay. Ojetola, I'm a content writer. I want to venture into technical writing. Does that mean I have to do extensive learning on something like back end, front end? Ojetola, your question has been answered. I do not have a personal blog. Is Medium a good option to write and create a portfolio? Okay, so with respect to the course, so there is a part in the course where we listed where you can actually create a portfolio on and to serve as your personal blog. So one of them is Ashnode, then we have dev.to, and then we have Medium. Okay, but we do recommend you make use of Ashnode or dev.to instead of Medium because of the fact that dev.to and Ashnode are tailored more towards technical writing. Okay, Medium is more generic to content writing and the rest of them. But Ashnode and dev.to are tailored more towards technical writing. But also, there's nothing stopping you from using all the platforms. Okay, so you can decide to use Medium, Ashnode, and dev.to. But there is something you have to do, okay, which is the use of canonical link. Okay, so when it comes to the use of canonical link, we explain that also in the course. Okay, canonical link is used when you have to post the same content on multiple platforms. So if you post the same content on multiple platforms, okay, there is a tendency for Google to check all of them and rank your article down. Okay, so in order for you to avoid that conflict, when you choose your first platform, okay, and you post it in your first platform. So I can decide to choose Ashnode as my first platform. When I post it on Ashnode, when I go to dev.store to post the same content, you would see in the when you are filling in the content, you will see where they would write, is this the first place that you're actually posting it? Add canonical link. Okay, so you see a space. It is available on all platforms. Okay, you would see a space for where you can add canonical link. So the canonical link is, I would go to that my Ash node and copy the link to that article. So I copy the link to that article and post it in that place that requires me to post a canonical link, and I post the content there. So what that does is it actually also boosts the ranking. Okay, so everything is pointing to that first article and it's just boosting it. Okay, so same thing also goes for organizations. So some organizations that you write for allow you to actually post that same content on your blog, but they also would mandate you when you're posting it, you have to make use of canonical link. So canonical link has been explained in the course, okay? Ensure you don't miss that, okay? Because it is a very, very, very vital part when it comes to technical writing, okay?
Let me add something.
Yeah, David. Mhm.
Okay, about picking a platform to start on. Like Sokaribo said, I would not advise you start on Medium, even though you can actually repost on Medium. That is fine. Why I would advise against starting on Medium is Medium is not Medium is not built to actually help you push your content to developers, to community members. They center your content around your current network, and if you start there, you currently don't have any network, so you most likely have to do all the work yourself on socials. You have to be pushing your work for people to go and read it. Whereas if you posted it on Hashnode, Hashnode would actually push it to their homepage for new articles, and then gradually to go down. So if the article is very interesting, the first few people that will read the article will most likely react to it, like, comment. That will actually help the algorithm actually push your article upwards, so more people will see it. And if it keeps getting more engagement, they would feature it on their homepage and stick it to the homepage. So anybody that lands on Hashnode, imagine a website that has over a million developers coming to the platform, a million techies coming to the platform, and they have your article pinned to their homepage. That kind of gives you exposure and visibility. That's how Hashnode and Dev.to works. Those two platforms kind of help you push your articles to their organic user base, whereas Medium is more reserved. Medium prefers you do the work yourself. And if he has mad engagement, is when they would consider it. Whereas with Hashnode and Dev.to, the more engagement you're getting, like so far as you're getting engagement on the article, it has prospect to be featured. So I think that should also be added. So start with these two.
Okay,
Sokaribo, you can continue.
Yep. Sally Amadi, can someone who has a background in digital marketing become a technical content writer without going to learn design, coding, cybersecurity, etc.? Digital marketing still focuses on content writing, okay? I think David pretty much answered that question. David, do you want to add any other thing to it? Can someone who has a background in digital marketing become a technical content writer without going to learn design, coding, cybersecurity, etc.?
Okay, I have somebody that DM'd me early this year that if you look at this person's profile, you will be shocked because the person has written for BBC, strangely, has written for Bloomberg, and so like literally the person is actually an active content writer on Bloomberg. It's on the person's profile, but the person DM'd me and said they wanted to get into technical writing, and they had to go and start learning a technical skill. That person is already a content writer, and see how big the person's profile is. But still, because the person wanted to transition into technical writing, the person knew he was required to actually learn the technical foundation for what he would be writing about. So he was trying to decide on which career path to choose in the technical aspects of it. So I think that is self-explanatory. If you want to actually get into technical writing, you actually have to have technical foundation. So there is no way around that. So if you're doing digital marketing, you can succeed as a content writer, but you cannot succeed as a technical writer because that requires you to actually go and pick up a technical skill. So, Sokaribo?
Okay, all right. That answers that. So WhatsApp group link. For the WhatsApp group link, just check out David's Twitter. Okay, you would see a link to that junior devs and community. Okay. Join the link to show you.
Okay, let me share it here.
Okay, that's fine.
I think the group is almost full, so the first people that will enter will probably lock it up.
Tonya, thank you so much. I won't use Medium. Anyways, okay. So thank you so much, guys. Okay, so thank you so much for this first Q&A session. Okay, we don't know when the next one is going to be. Okay, we don't know when the next one, but we would communicate that to you via email. Okay, so remember, if you have questions, you can always reach out to us via the email tech.write.n@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me or David via Twitter. Okay, so so thank you so much. Now also we would appreciate if you actually drop a review on the course platform. Okay, so there is a space that you can use to add reviews. Okay, reviews as a way of encouraging people that want to sign up to also sign up. Okay, so please drop a review of the course.
And,
okay,
and on Twitter, on their socials, they should probably share with the hashtag.
Okay, yeah. So on socials, on any of the social media platforms that you want to use, please use the hashtag #TechWrite&Earn. Okay, and you can tag me and David to it. Okay, so please share your experience of the course so far and just share your experience. Okay, we would love to hear from you. We would love to read all of your experiences. Okay, so once again, thank you so much. And David, any last words?
Nope, I'm drained.
Okay, that's pretty much it. So thank you so much. Thank you, guys. So do have a wonderful day or a wonderful night or a wonderful afternoon. Okay, so bye for now.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
They're asking for WhatsApp group. I'm trying to copy it from my phone to my laptop because I'm on my laptop. But I seem to be having issues. So, Sokaribo, you have the link now.
Let me see. I'm coming,
Let
guys.
me just send it to you. So on your desktop. Okay, just please help me paste it. I don't know why. Yeah, to your WhatsApp. Have you seen it?
Not yet. It is loading up.
Okay.
Okay, I've sent it. Coming, guys.
Thank you guys for being here. The turn up was actually way more than we expected.
Okay, so the link has been dropped. Okay, so so that's pretty much it. So we would give 1 minute or 2 minutes so you can click on the link before I end the call. So feel free to drop out now. So thank you so much, guys, and do have a wonderful day. Okay, so bye.
Bye.